Okay, great. Well, thank you all for joining this mastermind. I'm very excited to be connecting with everybody on the call. A little about me before I pass it to our guest speaker, Bob. I worked for Marriott Hotels for nearly 10 years before getting into real estate in 2018. I'm a real estate agent in Manhattan. And I always wanted to find a way to combine both real estate and travel. So when I first got my license, I also started my travel business summer of 2019. Shortly after that, I was quarantined in my teeny tiny apartment in New York City. So things certainly have been a roller coaster ride since then. But today, my travel agency is just shy of 90 travel consultants that are selling travel remotely across the country. I also have a real estate community that I'm building at EXP with agents that are looking to grow their business and looking to tap into the services that I provide. And we now have close to 10 real estate agents that are also working with us across the country. So I'll quickly just walk through some of the ways real estate and travel are connected. I'll reshare this link if you're interested in learning more about it. Today, we're going to be focusing on global short-term rentals, but there are plenty of ways that you see on the screen how travel and real estate really come together. We see brokerages offering concierge services. We see them offering perks and ways to keep clients close to them, but also a way to further monetize your database. As real estate agents, we tend to be local tour guides. We're constantly selling neighborhoods in the areas that we're selling real estate in. So how can you become an even better tour guide in your market to deliver a unique service to your clientele? So I just wanted to share this because there's a lot involved. I'm very excited with the global short-term rental component because I'm sure there are agents on this call that are doing rentals in their given market, and you can actually tap into a global sphere where there's another service, another offering you can give back to your database that's outside of a 12-month rental agreement. So with that said, I'm going to introduce Bob. He is the president and CEO of one of our supplier partners that has global access to vacation rentals worldwide. And we're really excited to have him with us today.
Hi, I have a company called the Vacation Rental Experts, and we've been doing this for some 23 years now, going in 23 years. And we are the biggest company in the world as far as, and the most popular as far as travel agents going through us to get their vacation rentals, because we've got connections all over the world. We started with Kauai like some 20 years ago, moved to Kona, and then over to Aruba and Puerto Rico, and then even during COVID, we started because everybody in the world was driving to Destin and Panama City, not wanting to get on a plane east of the Mississippi. We started branching out even more, and so we have a travel portal that's got about 6,000 properties. On it. We actually have, and I'll bring that up so you can kind of see it. And we really though have about 5 times as many properties in-house. So we've got about 30,000 properties, which is just about every property, maybe outside of your real budget kind of off the beach type properties that that we wouldn't probably rent. I mean, we do have some nice beachfront budget properties, but some of the more low end we probably wouldn't do. But we can just about do anything in the world, and we give 14% commission. And so the beauty is, if you, a lot of our travel agents like to book, 5 to 9, 10 bedroom homes, and so the beauty of that is, we give 14% commission. So, many of our travel agents are making, $3,500 on a booking, and so, which in some cases is as much as you would selling a home. So, anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. This this is the beginning of I think this goes from like highest to lowest, but you can put, you can put a destination in there. Um, we just added a home yesterday, brand new, 7 bedroom for 18 home in Aruba, and it's just
Oh,
spectacular. And the beauty of that one is, the price, as you can see, is for beachfront, in the Caribbean with the pool and all that, is about the best deal we've done. And this is a great one. Hopefully the owners won't soon realize that they are, way underpriced and so forth. But as for now, I'm about to book spring break week next year, and it's like 15 games, so it's crazy. As far as most places, are going to be double that. So there's a so we have photo links of all of our places. Like I said, we probably have about 30,000 um, photo links, detailed photos, information. Because we have so many in-house, our travel agents usually contact me personally, by email, by phone, mostly by email. Just but I do love talking to my
okay.
agents.
Let me
And
do this backup.
pardon me.
I think she might be outside somewhere.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought she was talking to me. So a lot of my agents will email me, call me, say, hey, I've got a family of, I don't know, 9 needing a 5 bedroom, and they're wanting to go to Marco Island or Caribbean, or Aruba or Maui or Kauai or wherever or even Gatlinburg or Vail or anything like that. So and then we'll send them just beautiful photo links of each property. You won't have any of our information on it, and then our agents just forward that right over. So we do all the work for you. We give you the rate, give you 14% commission right off the top. We just make it real easy. And once our agents use us, they're pretty much sold for life. And because of COVID and all that, we haven't done a lot of travel forums lately, just trying to kind of book as many vacations as possible to gain back some of the money we lost during COVID. But we've actually just grown, it seems like almost every day, just by word of mouth. And so, we've got something like 1,500 to 2,000 agents, maybe even a little more when you consider some of our agents or host agents just use one email, but they'll have 70 to 80 agents as well, using them. So that's kind of where we're at. If you want to kind of peruse we'll make it. We'll give Catherine the information. She can. It's password protected, so we'll give her the information. She can kind of forward that to you guys, if that's the way she wants to do it, or you guys want to do it, and kind of go from there. You know,
Bob, I have a question agents will really care about is you mentioned doing the sourcing. So if one of the agents on the call puts in an email newsletter, like I have access to global short-term rentals, you can think of me for all of your real estate needs, whether it's for travel or your primary residence or an investment property. If they get a lead from someone saying, hey, I'm going to the Bahamas, these are my dates, this is my budget, they can send those qualifying questions and answers to you. You're going to help the agent do the sourcing of which properties make the most sense, which is a time saver for agents that are really focusing on their real estate business. It's kind of a passive information. You're then going to send the details for then the agent to reshare back to the client, right?
Yeah. Yes, we will send the information to you, whether it's one option and it's by far the best, or sometimes it'll be 5 or 6 options they can peruse through, but we'll send the very best options for, what their budget is, where their location is, all that stuff. And most of these places, whether the condos or homes, I would say a huge percentage are our own photos. So we've actually, the reason we have all these connections is, and I probably need to be questioned mentally for doing this, but over the years, I think we've been to Kauai 23 times, been to Aruba 6 times, been to Bora Bora and Moorea. We've got even private overwater bungalows in Bora Bora. And so we've been all over the world and we have the connections. So basically, our agents, we've done a lot of travel forums, and so our agents, every one of them will come to us and say, well, we just let whenever they ask about a rental, we just let it go because we've all been burned by Airbnb and VRBO and scammed and all that, and then they lose credibility. The beautiful thing about us is we've literally vetted nearly every home. We've booked over 20 years of doing rentals. We've booked nearly every one of these. We know which owners to stay away from. We know which owners are amazing, all that stuff. And so that's the beauty of using us. You can rest assured that that we'll make sure that they have a home that or condo that's quality, that there's not going to be surprises and so forth. And I guess that's all I have to say there.
That's a great point because, I've been in the travel and real estate business, you sometimes never know what's going to happen when you show up to any property. And I think through the Airbnb and Verbos of the world, there's a lot of unknown, and there can also be confusion with where you're picking up keys, for example, which then can have a security issue for that particular client, traveling to that destination. So I think one of the biggest selling points is the fact that these are vetted, they're qualified, there's a relationship that you have with the owner. So therefore, the real estate agent can feel confident in sharing this with their database, and also having unique marketing even on social media. Like some of the photography you see here, we put together some marketing and content ideas that I'm happy to share with everyone on the call for free when we end the mastermind. But this is a very unique way that you can position yourself globally. And then also in real estate, this is short-term rentals, but it's a larger scope because there's that global aspect when you get into the travel side. You also don't need a license to do this. I hold the license, I hold insurance, and everything needed under my company, and I connect the dots to companies like Bob's. So I would love, drop any questions you have in the chat. I see a question here. How do you work with you guys? Is there a group chat for communication? My agency works with a lot of real estate agents. So if you want to work with us and you're interested in learning more, I'll make sure to send communication of how you can do so after the mastermind. But that's very easy. And feel free to anyone to drop questions in the chat. I'll keep monitoring that as well. But Bob, anything else you want to highlight about your system or the locations that your properties are in?
Yeah, basically, like I said, you can kind of peruse through some of these properties. I mean, there's like 6,000, I believe, around, getting close to 62 or 6,300 properties. But like I said, we've got 5 times as many in-house. So it's always I mean, you can email me through here. But it's sometimes easier just to directly email, phone call, whatever you want to do, and just say, hey, we're, I've got 10 people, maybe looking for a 5-6 bedroom. they're interested in upscale in the Caribbean, or I like to, have my first question is normally about how many bedrooms minimum do they need, if that's not there, and are they budget, standard, or high end, and that's usually uh, my two main questions. But we location wise, we do all over the world. I mean, we, like I said, in Kauai, we definitely have connections with literally every owner and manager on the island, in Hawaii as well, Caribbean, Mexico, inland U.S., doing a lot of Europe. Last summer did a ton of Europe, and already starting to now. So we're starting into that peak time where seems like everybody wants to go to Italy, France, um, uh, Greece. Those are big areas, but do a lot in the mountains as well. We've got there's lots of really cool homes in Gatlinburg, even with indoor pools and things like that, and game rooms and theater rooms, and Orlando with even up to 28 bedrooms, different things like that. So, even for your own family, you could think about us, if you're a little apprehensive, offering it to your real estate people or something like that. Even your own family will give 14% commission. And so, and it's gonna do you well financially, if anything. And then, but once you've used us and you see how easy it is to book vacation rentals to your clients, because you have a database, they're probably going to trust you. And that's the one thing that my travel agents, um, the travel agents nowadays tend to have a kind of a clientele that really trusts them. And so the beauty is, they'll, and you guys, I'm sure, as real estate people, probably have a clientele that you reach out to, which you could reach out and say, hey, we do vacation rentals now all over the world. And, you know, and I can't imagine them saying, oh, no, I don't want that, So I think that would be a great way to kind of market it to them. We have a kind of an email that we send out for travel agents, but if I need to send out an email that kind of, maybe caters a little bit more to maybe your database, your people that have bought a home from you in the past, that might, or somebody in the future that could buy a home. And I even talked with Kat briefly. Maybe we could even do something where, if they use you, maybe they get a free night stay somewhere or something like that. So there's a lot of things that we can do. But I would be more than happy to put together kind of an email, or that you can forward those over to all of your clients and say, hey, I also do rentals all over the world, from budget all the way to upscale. And so,
Bob, so we have a couple questions. One of the questions was around marketing, and I think you were just answering it. And Candace, to your point about language around these properties being qualified versus of someone going to Airbnb, it's not that hard to be a host on Airbnb, where a company like Bob's, they're vetting these properties at a very different scale. And I think Bob can probably speak to that a little bit more, and maybe we'll put together language that you can easily cut and paste. And I think, Bob, something else to speak to is, are these properties exclusive to your company? Are they being marketed elsewhere? Are some of them being marketed elsewhere, some not? That would be good. And then the other question was, how do we get access to the owners to secure the booking? Which we can talk about that process, but there's actually, you don't need to speak to the owner directly.
Yeah, we work for the owner. So we would, once your client says, hey, I love this property, I want to book it, We book it through the owner. We send you a DocuSign confirmation. We either send it to you and you can sign on their behalf, which is probably 25% of the time, or we send it to, we just need their name and email. We'll send it directly to them, and then and then they sign. I will say we've never had one client in the last umpteen years ever book us again later on and work around us. But again, our emails that we send out with our photo links don't have any of our information on it as well. So that makes it nice and seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as our travel agents, like we've done travel forums in the past, and they just loved us. But every one of them have said how they've gotten scammed at one point, or how they're just so afraid to use VRBO or Airbnb. I meant scammed on Airbnb or VRBO, but and how they've been so afraid to use that. That's where we come in. And I don't know if you were here earlier when I said this, but in the last 22, well, we started doing rentals about 20 years ago. So in the last 20 years, we've seen some 50,000 places and taken photos of about 30,000 places of our own photos, to talk to the owners, talk to the managers, and we vetted out these properties. There's probably 300 or 400 owners and managers I wouldn't dare ever work through, and so those are ones that for sure, and that's our vetting process. And so once we've gotten burned, because we'll book, we've booked, I don't know, 120 properties a year in the past, maybe more, maybe it was, I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe it was 1,200. Well, we booked so many over the, I think it was actually 1,200.
We have a couple more questions, actually.
Pardon me?
We have a couple more questions that are coming through.
Sure. Sorry to be long-winded.
No, you're not. I think it's you're helping people brainstorm questions, which is great. So one is, how do I get access to the pictures and videos for marketing? So do you share some of this photography with agents to redistribute, or what does that look like?
As much as you need, yes. That is no problem whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, if there's whatever you guys think is the most beneficial. I mean, like I said, we have an emailer that we send out that has like 12 different locations, and sometimes we'll send it out that these are the budget locations. Sometimes it's just a random, Orlando, Aruba, Puerto Vallarta, Bora Bora, Destin, Panama City, Fort Myers, Sarasota, wherever, and we'll send out a general one that, and we can kind of just change the heading a little bit. Instead of it going, directly for travel agents, it can go something that you can forward to your agents that will say these are just a small sample of the 30,000 properties that we can offer now.
That's of high value, I think, to real estate agents, because they're already so busy, and creating the marketing content takes a lot of time. So I think you being so willing to share.
I sneak in or no? Sorry. Thank you. It'll be 2 seconds. Sorry. I'm just running out. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I think that's a huge time saver. The next question is, Bob, do you need anyone to vet any of the not vetted properties for you? Are you looking for anyone to work with you in that capacity as well?
I would say no. I mean, we've vetted just about everything. We've got a couple places that we've got some brand new properties that that we'll go back to and see, specifically, like Aruba and Puerto Rico, places like that. But we've been so many places worldwide that we know which owners, which managers that we can do. But you never know. I mean, if you, we could always, I could always use somebody to possibly go with me at some point, for sure.
All right, the next question is, can you talk a little more about, they're saying, and are you certain the properties are safe for clients? Can you
Oh
talk?
yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we wouldn't be the premier rental company for travel agents if we weren't. We definitely safe. Like I said, I will offer the homes that I'm very secure with. And yeah, yeah.
And then the next question I'm going to speak to at the end, then I'm also going to send next steps after this call. But if anyone on the call is like, oh my God, I want to give this a try, I'm going to be sending a very unique offer so that you can get this access to my company, mentorship, other social media assets that we have together, and then access to Bob's short-term rental company and this global access. Let me make sure. And then the last question was how to reach us directly after this Zoom. Carla, I'll be sending that all after the mastermind. So in an email, I'll make sure that you can contact myself and Bob, and you'll have more information about next steps. I guess another thing I'll note for the agents here, the way agencies like mine are set up, it's basically identical to the real estate industry. So if you want to be a travel consultant and weave this together with your business, you would join as an independent contractor. The 14% commission that Bob's alluding to, that's 14% off the total trip value pre-tax. So we collect that commission as the licensed agency, and then we run payroll once a month. So very similar into how we also operate in real estate, which is why to me, it's such an easy no-brainer thing to tap into. I'll also comment on what Bob said, is if you are going on vacation with your family and you want to book a home, you can earn commissions off of your own stays. We have an offering that we call a travel like an insider that is truly for someone that wants to earn cash back on all their travel. And that's actually where I'm going to highlight Bob as a supplier option in that package. And that's going to be what I offer to everyone on the call to make this really easy for you to give it a shot and, to see how it goes. But before I dive into that, I want to make sure, does anyone have other questions or anything else you want Bob to go over? I'll give it a minute here. But these are such great questions. Thank you for putting them through. Anyone else? Oh, great. I'm so glad this has been interesting. I think agents are excited to grow their business in today's environment. The real estate industry is changing every day, it feels like. And it is possible to weave this into your real estate business. And that's where my company, I have a business partner at EXP. Her name is Carrie Briner. She works very closely with me to coach agents on how you can really do this, how you can monetize clients in between real estate transactions, how it can help you become more referable. And the best part is you earn more money on top of it, and you even earn money on your own travel. So it really is exciting. So I appreciate the feedback. Anyone else? I'll give it a second. Bob, do you have anything else you'd like to add quickly about your business or about the process or anything?
I think that's it. Just want to make sure that everybody is real comfortable. I guess, Catherine, you're probably going to give them my phone number and email, I assume, and just feel free to reach out to me. I want to make this as easy and seamless. I can tell you how wonderful it is and how our travel agents love us, but you may have to experience that on your own as well. So, but yeah, I would say feel free to call me or email me if you have any questions whatsoever. And so are you saying that they would get 14% total commission, Catherine?
We would offer a commission split, just like it. We offer a commission split, just
Okay.
a brokerage. So we let everyone know what the commission is from our different supplier partners, and then there's a commission split.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, we've got
So,
one more question. How do we get the images and videos to market the property to our clients? You know, I think that's something where Bob will send us some of these pictures, and they're gonna live in my platform so people can easily click, download, and reshare. And I can work on that with Bob if there's, you know, a group of you that all decide to do this. So I guess, Bob, if you don't have anything else to add, I'll explain what I'm happy to offer for everybody on the call. So I will onboard any real estate agent complimentary to get access to Bob's search engine, the Global Rentals, with a 50% commission split paid back to you. If you're interested in doing that, shoot me an email. I'll be emailing everyone momentarily after the call, and we can get you set up right away. All you'll need to do is sign an independent contractor agreement with me, and you'll be on your way, and we can help you from there. We also have what we call our Travel Like an Insider package. It's $6 a month. I'm also going to provide Bob's company in that offering. You'll get access to Viator, which is global activities and experiences that you can also monetize, which will be great to have in conjunction with what Bob has here. So if your clients want to go on a wine tour, they want to go on a museum tour, anything like that, you'll have access to book through Viator and earn commissions back. And then you'll also have access to Expedia, but for travel professionals, and you can monetize, you know, packages and hotels through Expedia. So that would be $6 a month, and we'll honor a 70% commission split for any agents that are on the call. So those are the two options. I will put that in writing so, you know, anybody can think about it, and you can let me know if you have any questions. But if anyone has any initial questions now, you can throw them in before we end the call.
yeah. And I mean, obviously, $6 a month is nothing to have access to, you know, 30,000 rentals and also, you know, $10,000
Exactly.
property is gonna bring, it's gonna be a huge savings.
Yes, I'm trying to make this as easy as possible because we really want to work with more real estate agents that are interested in doing this for their business. Oh, Catherine, are you a licensed travel agent or a licensed? So I'm both, actually. So everyone on the call, you don't have to become licensed yourself to sell travel. In the travel industry, my company is a standalone entity that is licensed in the travel industry. So everything you book is under my license number. So you can start doing this from, you know, day one. You don't have to take classes and pass a test. I'm also a licensed travel agent, and I work at EXP mainly because of the global lens. I can work with agents really anywhere across the country and worldwide, and also have them tap into this kind of global access. So yes. So, and I should mention the $6 a month is similar to you. Everyone's a real estate agent, so we know there are fees. That fee honestly just helps us run payroll, and it helps us cover insurance. And it's my way to give you really cool access to give this a shot and see how you like it. But great questions. Anything else? Give it a couple more seconds. Okay, since I'm sure. So the follow-up information we discussed, so marketing, I'll work with Bob on how we can get marketing in the platform. Candace, also, we have social media that you can download and reshare already in our platform from different supplier companies that we work with. So I'm planning to add Bob in there so that you can download specifically these vacation rentals so you can start marketing it. Everything else we talked about, like an email template, I'll work with Bob to update the email template that he has specifically for travel agents. And we can probably get that done in no time, and we'll make sure to distribute it. Great. All right, any other last questions? Don't be shy. I think these questions are great. All right. Well, Bob, this was a fantastic mastermind. So thank you so much for your time. I think the engagement was awesome. So I'll regroup with you to get some of this stuff together. And I'll also send follow-up to everybody that registered and is on the call.
Sounds good. Sounds good. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a great night.
All right. Take care.